May I come in, sir?
Please.
Good afternoon, sir. Good
Afternoon.
afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. You are LONDHE Suraj Zumbara.
Yes, sir.
Please take a seat.
Thank you, sir.
How should I address you, as Suraj?
Yes, sir. Suraj.
Right, Suraj, can you give us a brief introduction?
Yes, sir. My name is Suraj LONDHE. I am from Nilanga town in Latur district, Maharashtra. I have completed my schooling from Aurangabad and my higher secondary education from Pune, and I have pursued bachelor's in political science.
What attracts you to the civil services?
Sir, I think it's a diverse job opportunity, and challenges are something that attracts me, along with the job security and the chance to work for the people. That is something that attracts me, sir.
Right. Tell me, what is this concept of community policing?
Sir, Robert Peel has put it in very beautifully, that a policeman is a citizen in uniform, and every citizen is a policeman without uniform. It is with respect to incorporating citizens as a part of policing, and this is something
So, how do you operationalize it?
Sir, it is about creating awareness among the citizens with respect to different policing methods, and talking to them and incorporating in the everyday procedures that a police follows. Sir, I am not very much aware about it.
Right. Now, there's a saying which is current these days, that data is the new oil.
Yes, sir.
I would like you to give some arguments in support and some arguments against this statement. There are some ways in which it is the new oil, and some ways in which it is not like oil itself.
Yes,
So,
sir.
can you give me both aspects of this statement?
Yes, sir. Sir, data, in support of data as new oil, sir, data will enable countries to influence the decision making. It will influence, we saw that in 2060 elections of USA, and apart from it, data can be utilized to monopolize certain things in the technological aspects. And against it, sir, I think, sir, I'm not able to think right.
Oil will eventually run out, but data will never.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes.
Have you heard of the term social audit?
Yes, sir, I have heard the term.
What does it mean?
Social audit is something that a society comes together to carry out audit of different schemes, programs that are implemented on the ground levels.
So, which state in the country is the leader in this field?
Sir, I think Jharkhand is leader in this aspect. It has a strong social audit program with respect to Manrega scheme.
And which is the only state which has made it mandatory across all schemes?
Sir,
Are
I'm
you-
not sure.
It's Meghalaya.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Suraj,
Yes, sir.
You are a student of history.
Yes, sir.
Tell me something about the Chola dynasty.
Yes, sir. Sir, there are two Chola dynasty. Actually, the one which is during the Sangam age, and the later Cholas, which are also known as Imperial Cholas, which eventually begins are across 8th century. Sir, it was established by Vijaya Chola, and the kingdom extended up to Krishna River in the north, and into the south, and across also some of the Southeast Asian countries. And they had powerful navy, sir, and that is why the Bay of Bengal was for a period of time called as Cholan Lake.
Okay, so which country did they have the most influence in terms of trade and political relationship?
Yes, sir. I think Sri Lanka was the country where they had political significance for. They ruled Sri Lanka for almost 50 years, and they influenced the trade of Sri Lanka with the other countries as well.
And any other country across Indo-Pacific?
Sir, I think Indonesia is the other country where Cholan sent emissaries. Also, Chola also attacked Indonesia when the trade was disrupted by the Indonesian king.
Okay. And why is Kachativu in the news?
Sorry, sir.
Kachativu.
It's a disputed island between.
Disputed island.
Sorry, sir. I'm not.
Okay. Tell me about three government initiatives
Yes, sir.
in the last couple of years which have touched you personally and you are making use of them on a daily basis.
Sir, can I take a moment? Sir? Sir, first would be Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. That is something.
How has it touched you personally?
Sir, if a surrounding is clean, an individual always feels
All
good
right,
about it.
this is not what I am aiming at. Something which has touched you more personally. You use it almost on a daily basis.
Sir, I'm not able to think any.
How do you make your financial transactions?
Sorry, sir. UPI is something that is.
Aadhaar card,
Yes.
many other things. You fill up forms, digitalization of
Yes. Sir.
forms. Okay, what is the difference between history and mythology?
Sir, mythology is something that has that contains people beliefs, and it has also certain magical elements to it as well. Whereas history is something that is based on empirical evidences, based on various sources such as literary, archaeological evidences. This is the difference between mythology and history.
What are the sources of history? From where history is?
Yes, sir. The sources of history can be divided into two parts. There is a primary source and there is a secondary source. Primary source contains sources which have taken place during that particular time, such as archaeological evidences and literary sources which have been written at that time itself. Whereas secondary sources are those sources which are usually derived from the primary sources. And for example, Mudra Rakshasa by Vishaka Dutt is something that has been written about Chandragupta Maurya. It is a secondary source.
Okay, so the other thing which is said is history is written by the victors.
Yes, sir.
So that source cannot be taken as factual or informational. It is written by the victor, whatever way the victor has described the event or time.
Yes, so sir, it is very important. Like earlier nationalist historians also have pointed out that we need to have a combined Indology method, which encompasses different archaeological evidences and other evidences.
Okay, all right. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
As a student of history,
Yes, sir.
why do you think historically northern kingdoms expanded southwards, but southern kingdoms did not expand northwards?
Yes.
What was the reason?
Sir, first is the geographical reason. The northern plains had rivers, fertile land, which was able to have a surplus agriculture produce.
Agreed.
And second would be, sir, they had iron ores. For example, sir, in the Magad region and in the Avanti region, they had iron ores which were used to make. And third would be, sir, elephants, presence of elephant in the eastern region and the northern.
But today the maximum number of elephants are found in South India.
Yes,
How
sir.
come? What happened to the demography of elephants?
So the use of elephants was something that was earlier started by the Magadhans, and it was later used by the southern kingdoms.
And you're saying no iron was found in South India?
It was found, sir. Historical scholars believe that the founding of iron in the southern India led to chaos rather than empire building.
Next question. There's a word called scheduled caste.
Yes, sir.
Where does the word scheduled come from?
Sir, can I take a guess, sir, if you permit?
Try.
Sir, it came first in 1931 census, scheduled caste.
Are you sure?
I'm not sure, sir.
Okay, post-independence, if I ask you, actually Government of India Act 1935 talked about depressed classes, but we'll leave that aside.
Yes, sir.
Today, if I want to see a list of scheduled castes,
Yes, sir.
which schedule will I find? Schedule to what?
Sir, I'm not aware of this. I'll read about this.
All right, I'll tell you in a while after the chairman. My next question is about the army having caste-based regiments like the Mahar regiment.
Yes, sir.
We have the Dogra regiment, we have so many of them.
Yes.
Do you think it's the right thing for the Indian Army to have regiments named after castes?
Sir, this is something that has been practiced since the
I know,
British.
but do you think it is the right thing?
Sir, now I think it should be changed and changes should be brought, and the regiment should not be based on the caste.
We also have regiments named after regions, Kumaon regiment, Garhwal regiment, etc.
Yes.
Do you think that's okay?
No, sir, I think regiment should be based on the names of some historical kings or for kingdoms maybe, but not on the basis of regions or caste.
All right. Now, somewhere in your DAP I found education for the underprivileged.
Yes, sir.
Now, we have terms like weaker sections,
Yes.
vulnerable populations,
Yes, sir.
underprivileged.
Yes, sir.
How do you define that?
All the three terms.
Okay, pick up one. Weaker sections.
Sir, this section of society which does not have adequate opportunities,
Name such sections in India.
which does not have adequate
Weaker sections.
weaker sections. Sir, STs.
Scheduled caste tribe is obvious, barring those two.
Sir, we can go geographically as well. For example,
What about women? Are they weaker section in our country?
yes, sir. Historically, if we see that.
Luckily, there is no woman member. She might
No,
have.
no, sir.
Children,
Yes, sir. We can assume children.
transgenders,
Yes, sir.
elderly,
Yes, sir.
poor.
Yes, sir.
Then who's left? Everybody is a weaker section. Then who's left?
Sir, there are means from.
Sir, okay.
Suraj,
Yes.
you come from Latur
Yes, sir.
and you studied at Pune.
Yes, sir.
So I'd like to make a statement, okay?
Yes, sir.
And I would like to have your view on that,
Yes, sir.
okay? Or your opinion, views, reaction. I would say that Latur until recently has been quite backward
Yes, sir.
until about 1960s, 70s. So, but the rest of Maharashtra, particularly Western Maharashtra, has been quite developed from the historically also.
Yes, sir.
So, I would say that Shivaji and his predecessor and successors deliberately left Latur to like not develop.
Sir, I have a different view about it, sir.
Go on.
Sir, actually the beginning of SURAJ of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, which started in the western part, there was a reason for it, that it had they had limited army and it would be effective only if it used the guerrilla warfare, and that is why they were mostly based in the western parts where there were Western Ghats. And
They used to come to Agra.
Yes, sir.
From Pune to Agra, from Sindhudur to Agra.
Yes, sir, that is something that had happened after the death of Shivaji Maharaj and when the kingdom was handled by the Peshwas. But at that time, Latur was part of the Nizam, which were based in the Hyderabad. And as they say,
So why Nizam Shahi neglected Latur?
Sorry, sir.
Why Nizam Shahi neglected?
There is a debate among historians that it was on the basis of linguistic, that this region used to speak Marathi and they did not pay adequate attention as it did not speak the Telugu language.
Okay. So this Maratha ward is Maratha ward, part of Maratha ward, no? Latur is part of Marathwada region.
Marathwada, yes.
Yeah. And so when it became part of Maharashtra in 1960,
Yes, sir.
okay,
Yes.
so because of this linguistic similarity,
Yes, sir.
okay, it started developing.
Yes, sir.
So you subscribe to the view that there must be division of states based on language?
Yes, sir. I feel that it should be.
It should be.
Yes.
Okay. So that will help.
Not
Giving by
really,
the
sir.
example of
Not really. Actually, this is one part, but there should be basis on the backwardness of the region, and also it should be taken into consideration the administrative setups and the I think the size of the state as well. So it is a culmination of many things together that regions develops.
but this is one of the important factors.
It is one of the factors.
Okay. Okay. Chalo. My second question to you is that Latur is also one of the seats where sugarcane farming and sugarcane trade
Yes,
is
sir.
very prominent.
Yes, sir.
That's a drought-prone district.
Yes, sir.
Deficient, water deficient.
Yes, sir.
Yes. And sugarcane requires a lot of water.
Yes, sir.
So why this dichotomy? As a politician, as an administrator, why should I prefer that?
Yes, sir. This has been issue of Latur, and whatever droughts Latur has been seeing is due to sugarcane, because there is only 4% of sugarcane that is grown in Latur, but it consumes around 70% of water in Latur, sir. And that is because somewhere in 1960s,
What should be done? As an administrator, what should you do?
sir,
quickly?
crop diversification is something that is very important.
Will people agree to that?
Yes, sir. If there is a price realization and the food processing industry is developed along with the farmers producer organizations, I think it will happen, and it has been
It's
happening.
already there because soybean it is the largest trading center in India.
Yes, sir. But at the same time, soybean also is a water intensive crop, and I think we should shift to millets and pulses, which is traditionally grown in Latur. One such example has been seen in our country in Gumla district, Jharkhand, sir. When it became a Ragi district over the period of time. So I think that can be emulated in Latur as well.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Suraj,
Yes, sir.
while going through your education part,
Yes, sir.
I see there's a huge gap.
Yes,
You
sir.
completed your plus 2 in 2012.
Yes, sir.
Then you have done your graduation that too from Open University.
Yes, sir.
What happened? If you don't mind, if
Yes,
that
sir.
is not
Sure,
personal.
sure. Sir, I was pursuing engineering, and after second year, I did not enjoy, and I was not doing well in it. So I dropped out of it, and I pursued political science from IGNOU.
Okay. Your father, I see, is a police inspector assistant.
Yes, sir.
Assistant police inspector.
Yes, sir.
What's the general perception of police?
Sir, the public has very negative perception towards police, and it has also been pointed out by second ARC report. And that has to change, and it's changing, I see, sir, because before COVID, the negative perception toward police was almost 73%, which has come down to 27%, sir.
Okay. What are the challenges we are facing to implement Prakash Singh guidelines?
Yes, sir. Sir, police is a state subject, and state are do not means uniformly following the judgment. Few of them they implement few things, and they do not implement other things, and that is due to the lack of uniformity is something that is hindering the implementation of Prakash Singh judgments.
Okay. Suraj, what do you think? Is there a power struggle between IAS officer and IPS officer?
Sir, I do not think there is a power struggle between IAS and IPS. I think they are working in tandem, and that is something evidence that is very evident as we see in our country, and we are seeing that development is a process which is where both the services are working together.
Okay, Suraj. My last question.
Yes, sir.
If given a chance
Yes, sir.
in last 10 years,
Yes, sir.
what will you change in the history?
The history. May I take a moment?
Yes.
Sir, I believe that history should not be changed, because the events which have taken over the place are something that influence are present as well. So I would not be able to find out what will happen in present if I change history in the past. So I would not change anything about past.
Okay, and from past 10 years,
Yes, sir.
what history will remember this past 10 years for? Any major moment or anything?
Sir, history would remember the rise of India and how it has been growing as a world power. Apart from it, it will remember the conflict, Russia-Ukraine conflict, and the present-day Israel-Palestine conflict is something that, and most importantly, I think world will never forget the pandemic and its consequences.
Okay, Suraj, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
What's your self-evaluation for today?
Sir, I could have answered better, especially the first few questions and the questions that sir asked. I think I would have been, but sir, I did not have adequate knowledge with respect to scheduled caste and where does it come. That is something.
So you see, once again, I'd like to underline this, that knowledge is not be under test at this point of time. It's more your personality.
Yes.
So what's on assessment is integrity. So don't guess. If you don't know, you don't know. There's no point in trying to put on a facade of knowing everything.
Yes.
You're not expected to know everything.
Yes.
And in any case, the number of people who are sitting here, if you take their combined experience, it will be many times that of yours, right?
Yes.
So don't get into that trap. But what is on view, as I said, integrity is on view, so don't guess. Then balanced opinion, lucid exposition, logical thinking, self-confidence and poise, awareness, conceptual clarity. So the more you work on these aspects, the better it will come out.
Yes.
Have you come to the panel before
No,
me earlier?
No, sir. No, sir. First.
Okay. So let me give you some practical hints. Take about 100 or 120 of these A4 size sheets.
Yes.
Then draw a question bank.
Okay.
See, the questions likely to come from 4 main sources. They come from your DAF, current events, subject and job.
Yes.
Once you have that question bank ready, then on each topic, do a deep dive so that you are able to understand the topic in all its ramifications. All perspectives are covered. Then reduce it to 4 or 5 points, bullet points on priority. And then sit in front of a mirror and practice. Practice would make perfect.
Yes.
But for instance, let me just talk about a general aspect which is a very typical one, civil services. Why do you want to join?
Yes. I could have answered that better.
Very much so, because you inverted the order of things.
Yes.
You said diversity, job security and chance to work with people. It should be the other way around.
Yes.
And not only chance to work with people, but the impact which you will be creating as a result of being a civil servant. In the initial part, you have the chance of interacting with them one-on-one and being in a position to redress their grievances, to solve their problems.
Yes.
And later on, as you grow in seniority, you will be in a position to influence policy formulation through your inputs.
Yes. Yes.
So there's no other job in the country which gives you this kind of a platform.
Yes.
I would also suggest, you were sitting in an absolutely stiff posture like that. That's not required.
Yes.
Now you are looking much more relaxed.
Yes.
So you can, in fact, gesture from time to time. If you
I
feel
can
like.
keep my hands up.
Yes, whatever gives you the most comfort. And you are smiling now, but throughout the interview, I would suggest that you don't laugh, but
Yes.
you can give,
Yes.
because it's a formal setting.
Yes.
But you can smile once in a while, particularly if one of the panel members cracks a joke or something.
Yes.
No meaningless smile, but from time to time, if it lightens the atmosphere, it's always good. So I would suggest you work on these lines. There's no reason why you should feel that you don't have the ability to crack the interview. It's very creditable that you've come this far.
Yes. Yes.
So congratulations on that, and we hope to see you in the list of successful candidates.
Yes.
Best of luck.
Thank you.
You are very, very good. That's my impression.
Yes.
You are actually
Yes.
very good.
Okay.
You are seriously good. Keep it up.
Yes.
The word schedule comes from the Constitution Schedule Caste Order 1950.
Okay.
Very
Schedule,
simple.
schedule 1 of that has the list of scheduled caste, and similarly scheduled tribes comes from the Constitution Scheduled Tribes Order 1950 Schedule 1.
Okay.
Just remember that.
Thank you, sir.
Done? All the best. You are very
One-
good. Keep
one
it up.
more thing I would like to ask.
Yeah.
You asked me whether women are weaker. So,
He's actually worried.
Don't worry. But as chairman has said, okay, that your knowledge must be relevant also. Okay. We'll test that whether you are aware of things or not. Okay. And there may be questions on which, if you don't know anything, people will not mind. But people may mind if you don't know very, very basic and relevant things. No.
yes.
And one was this: scheduled tribe and scheduled caste.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Where does it come from?
Yes.
All right, all the best. You want to say
No,
something?
I just wanted to, say just one small bit. Now, women are a weaker section or not. Now, why do we have a separate ministry for women in child development?
They're financially weaker section, not physically.
Yes.
Financial
Weaker does
weak.
not mean weak in multiple weaknesses. I'm not talking about, but that the government has a separate ministry might indicate something.
Yes.
You think you are smart, you will get it.
Yeah. Okay.
All the best.
All the best.
Bye.
All the best.
Thank you.
Very good. Bye bye.